Reid, George Staines, Dan Castle joining me now. We have a gold medalist. Team England, wow, what a performance there. A tough fight, a tough Ukrainian. George, congratulations. Just explain how you're feeling.
I feel fucking amazing. I know I'd do it. I just didn't know how to react. I know I was the fucking best. I needed to prove it, and I did. I performed well. Last round wasn't great, but who gives a shit? I fucking won, and that's all that matters, you know. It was a decision, not a split decision as well. So I'm just fucking over the moon.
You just spoke to your dad. You said, "I did it." What other words were there in that beautiful moment there?
I fucking love it. He helps me so much. I just knew I wanted to make him so proud.
Come on. And you have as well, you made that one.
Paul, what a performance.
Yeah, you know what, he's done the team proud, and I think he knows probably the first couple of performances he's better than that. Last two, back at what George Staines can do. Came through a tough fight. I mean, that's a tough fight to come through, and probably last round made a few tiny errors, but apart from that, the lad's been like inch perfect all the way through. Deserves the gold all day long, and it's interesting to see where his career goes now.
Dan, how much does this moment mean to the team?
Oh, it's inspirational, you know. I don't think George would have gone into any performance this week without making me and Paul sweat. So he had to do something, didn't he? But yeah, it's inspirational for everybody. And again, I know we've spoke about it all week, but it's great. You see how much it means not only to George, but to the coaches, to the team. You know, it's the first gold medal we've got in this championships, and you know, thoroughly deserved. The one thing I think I'll say is they always say about great athletes and great teams, if they can win on perhaps not the best days, you know, that just shows how capable George is. You know, the first two fights I don't think were half of George Staines' full potential. The last two fights he was absolutely there. So, you know, he's a real talent, and he's been a pleasure to work with this week.
What does this mean for your future, George? Now you're a European champion
of the world. It means a lot. You know, I've got this incredible platform now, being the IMMAF European champion. Fuck all them shows that, you know, do European champions, and, you know, this is the creme de la creme. This is the best. And until you have done an IMMAF or won one, you are not the best. And I've proved that I am the best by winning this. In Europe, I'm one of the best in the world, undoubtedly.
Paul, I'll bring you in, head coach Paul Kelly. This is the best performing England team of all time. Just a quick word on the team spirit. We've seen the whole squad cheering on George just now. How important is that, and how important was that for that performance to be made?
Well, for us to have a European champion at IMMAF level is obviously very important. We're out there, and these guys are fighting as individuals, but you can see today from England, it's all about the team. Everybody there shouting behind George, shouting his name, shouting support for him, and that's what this team is about. That's what this team will go on to do. 8 medals, 2 golds, 2 silvers, 4 bronze. We're all made up. Each one, every member of the team is here today supporting England and supporting our fighters. And now we have the best in Europe, and hopefully go on and be the best in the world.
I will be.
I'll leave the final word with you, George. New European champ of the world, of course. Final word.
Let's go, and may the force be with you.
Jolie here for the English Mixed Martial Arts Association. Cian Kelly's joining me. Absolute warrior, a warrior as well in Jack the Ripper. We see his bronze European medal there. We see the look in your eyes, the same look you give to your opponents when walking out. But of course, you had that same look when you were getting your medal yesterday. How was that, getting your medal here in Italy?
It was great, and the team makes it better because there's a video where all the guys, and you can see how much it means to them and how much it means to me, and it shows how far we've come as a team. So yeah, it was a special moment. It was a special moment.
Talk us through the last week, but obviously getting that bronze as well. Is that something that you can go home proud of? Because as fighters, Cian, you can take the mic after as well. You don't settle for less. You both come here wanting gold. Obviously, fighting is highest to highs, lowest to lows.
Yeah, me and Cian are always hungry, man. We come here expecting to dominate, and we have got the capability to dominate. We're early in our careers, so 2 years down the line, no one's stopping us, man. Light work for anyone and everyone.
Pretty much the same as what Jack said. We never come to lose. We always come to win. You know, Birmingham and Warsaw always come to represent. This guy got out here, got himself a nice gold. I had an unfortunate loss. Ended up tearing it up with some guy from Denmark. But, you know, we both got that dog in us, you know what I'm saying? We're out here to win every time. We're out here to get the gold. And it's always as simple as that. if we don't get it, it is what it is. We're always going to come back better and stronger. Simple as.
Who's got more heart though, Warsaw or Birmingham?
From town, blood. Don't be starting instigating stuff like that. You must be mad. You know what I'm saying? This guy's going to have to get taken off the camera. On a serious one though, you know, West Midlands in total, yeah, we're born and bred to be fighters. We're born and bred to be the best. This guy comes to win, I come to win every time. Birmingham and Warsaw, you know, at the moment it's one and the same. You know, we're teammates, we're brothers, and we come out here to kill it every time.
Let's go. And what?
Yeah, I was just want to talk about a bit where you come from, Jack. We haven't had like a deeper conversation yet, like about why you fight and why you're so hungry.
Well, I'm hungry because, you said why I fight. I've been fighting since a young kid, competed jiu-jitsu competitions, and my mum and dad was always pushing me, making me in the gym. I'd come home, I'd say, I don't feel like the gym. They'd say, I'm going to the gym. And because they know they had my best interests. And why I'm so hungry is because the area I live, I look at my little circle of the block as like a prison, and I need to get out. And this is my way out.
Well, let's test that fact. Let's get Dean, your father, your dad in, and talk about where it all started and why it started. From your perspective, obviously, we spoke the other day, didn't we, about why he started and your commitment to putting your son in the best position so he can be the best he can be as a fighter.
Yeah, I mean, my son being a fighter, it's a bit of a shock to the system. I mean, when he was growing up, it was always football, this, football, that. But he's harnessed himself well. He's maturing as a young man. Not just under me, but the people he's surrounding himself with, his trainers, the people he's training with, his coaches. I mean, even Joe, the media guy, everybody's giving off great energy. And I think that's maturing him as a person. He's only a young man, 19 years of age. I've got massive respect. I mean, I've watched him fight. I mean, emotional roller coaster, but it's inspired me. I mean, I'm an old guy, and I feel like doing something with myself now. And it's a big respect to not just my son, all the England team that have come out here, the coaches, everybody. And as a parent, I mean, if your kids ever did want to go into fighting, just make sure that it's in the right environment and that you trust the people that they're going to train with. And these people have been there, they've done it, and that they can help you mature your kids into respectable young adults through fighting, which is a bit weird in saying, but it works. So proud. Again, all the England team, everybody. I think a big step for the England team now would be to get a few sponsors in. Help these young people progress on a big stage. And help nurture the sport and get us a few more medals in. Appreciate your time, Joe. Thank you very much.
Adding to that, when he said,
Cheers.
make sure you surround yourself by the right people, that I agree massively, because this sport is not a joke, as we know. You can lose your life. People die. People get brain damage. You know what I mean? And it ain't a game. This is serious shit, man. And I love serious shit.
That's good to hear. You were just saying about like agreeing with him, and this sport can't be taken lightly, bro.
You know, like the Ripper said, man, it is a serious sport. You know, people call it the fight game, but it really isn't a game in that sense. You know what I mean? We're out here risking our lives in training and in the fights. We give everything, every single ounce of our body, our soul, our mind, everything to this. You know what I mean? You know, we've both been fighting since we was young. We've both got dads who support us every day. You know, shout out to Paul Kelly, my old man. Yeah, man. You know, we do this every day of our lives, and we've been doing it now for years, and it's going to stay that same way. And we're going to still plug away at what we need to be doing. And, you know, we both took a loss this time. This dude killed it in his first two fights. But, you know, we're going to come back better and stronger because we love this. It is our life. It's everything to us.
I'm going to ask you one more, yeah? You can say it's an answer in however way you like. It can be a joke, it can be serious, but why do you fight? One word only. No, not two, just one word, bro. Okay, you go first.
Shit, that's a hard one, man. That is, you know. One word, asking me a tough question. Go on.
Escape.
Wow.
Passion.
Yes. Millie Ray, Vardy, the star of the tournament. There's been some emotional moments, but obviously it's all built up to this. Of course, didn't fight today, but gold medals there, as we can see. How are you feeling at the moment?
Yeah, it's a bit bittersweet, I must be honest, Joe. I was going to fight in the final today against fellow team member Lisa, but unfortunately she's hurt her knee and was unable to compete, so the match didn't go ahead. Got the gold. Hopefully in the future me and Lisa will be able to run this back so I can solidify this gold medal around my neck.
Yeah.
But yeah, really happy.
I just want to talk about how you felt in that moment. The fight's off. Of course, you're now going to be champion, but just in that moment, how did you feel? Like, what were the emotions like?
Yeah, sure. I got the phone call this morning. I was really upset when I first initially got the phone call because last night I was on the scales weighing myself, running, jogging, trying to cut some weight. I think I had about 1.5 kilos, not too much weight to cut. Getting an early night, getting on the scales this morning, knowing that I was on weight, coming over here to get weighed in, refueling, and then to find out that the match wasn't on. I was a little bit gutted because I was ready, pumped up for it, gold medal match. I wanted to go in there and give it everything. I spoke to Lisa yesterday because obviously we're our teammates, and I just said to her, look, it's 9 minutes in the cage, whatever happens, we can kiss, hug and make up after, but for those 9 minutes I'm going for that gold. But yeah, I'm a bit disappointed, but yeah, secured the gold. First IMMAF competition, coming away with a gold medal, so I'm super proud of myself. 2 wins, 2 matches, fighting twice in 2 days. I'm chuffed to bits.
What's going to be next then as a European champion?
Hopefully we'll do some regional shows back at home. I know my gym has their home show coming up in November, so hopefully going to be doing that. If we can invite Lisa there or do a battle arena or Cage Warriors. Yeah, definitely looking forward to do some regional shows day before weigh-ins, so I don't have to cut a lot of weight, but yeah, really happy with the result.
Gold medalists. This is what happens when you believe in yourself.
Yeah, I know, and I think I've got so much confidence over these past 2 days that I've fought. Like I said, 2 wins in 2 days. That was the biggest confidence boost that I needed, and it has really boosted my confidence, and I'm finally starting to believe in myself. So if I can do that without believing in myself, I just imagine what I can achieve when I come home from here as European Championship. Now that I do believe in myself, watch your space.
Summer on Leigh, we've just seen you perform in a European final. You've got the silver medal, of course, not walking away with the gold, lost via armbar, but that's the level we're at now. You've undefeated up until this point. Still the best in the UK, I think it's believed by most people. Just talk to us about the fight, first of all, just how you're feeling and the emotions of this entire week, but of course, defeating the final. How does it feel?
Yeah, the fight went so quickly. I would have liked it to have gone a little bit longer, but like you said, that's just the game, innit, really. Like, I wanted to go out there and do the thing that she did to me. You know, I wanted to armbar her, I wanted to put it on her, and then unfortunately I just did the wrong decision getting in the clinch with her when she's like really good with like her judo hip throws and stuff, and I just landed in the armbar, which is like obviously not ideal. But you know, I'm not disappointed in myself. Like, you know, I've come here with like, this is the first time I've entered an IMMAF tournament kind of thing. You know, I needed a loss eventually, and I'm glad, you know, it was here. You know, a decent opponent with a decent record, and she's fought some really good girls. So yeah, fair play to her. Fair play.
Just talk a bit about that. You say you kind of need a loss. What is it? Obviously, there's the mentality of just knowing how it feels, so it doesn't get more like pressure, etc.
I think that was it. Like, I think I was 7-0 going into that fight just then, and yeah, I think like the more you rack up, you know, the more winning streak you have, the more pressure it is when you lose. And you know, 7-0 was a good record, but 7-1 is still good. Yeah, like I'll learn from the loss. You know, now I know how it feels to be armbarred. You know, so yeah, I mean, I'll take it on the chin. I'll just go on to my next fight, and but yeah, it's all experience. You know, it's amateur at the end of the day. You want to be fighting the best of the best, and at this level, I got what I wanted, and yeah, unfortunately, just come up short today.
Overall then, why would you say amateur athletes should compete in IMMAF then? Because you still got an armbar submission yourself, of course, yesterday. You had a bye, you could have had more fights, but why was this a good experience for you and your amateurs?
Well, yeah, I think it's just like sometimes you're waiting around like 3 or 4 months in between fights at amateur when, when you come here, you're not guaranteed 4 fights, but if you get a full bracket, yeah, you can fight 4 times in a week. I mean, it's quite taxing on your body, I imagine, but you want to get as much experience. And like sometimes on the UK scene, you don't normally, especially for women, it's harder to come across fighters or whatever. But coming here and IMMAF, you're going to fight the best of the best from Europe, and so if you can get that experience at amateur level, it just makes sense to enter this kind of thing.
Okay, well, I won't keep you any longer. I obviously want to ask what you want to do from here. I'm sure people will want to know whether you're going to come back and try and get better next year. What's your plans going forward, Summer?
Immediately after this, I'm going on holiday for a much-needed break.
Chocolate cake.
Yeah, all the chocolate cake, all of the food. But no, I think I'll fight in. I think I'm fighting in November. We'll see what time the Worlds is. I think it's January, is it? Yeah. So we'll see if I'm free or available then, and see if I make the team or whatever. But yeah, I'll just have to have a sit down with my coach, see what my options are. I still want to continue on the amateur scene for a little bit longer, get more experience, and fight some really good girls, like in the final. Just gain as much experience before I turn pro, really.
Enjoy your break. Thank you. Jack, we've just rounded off the most successful IMMAF European tournament in English UK history. Just a recap for us. Of course, we're going home tomorrow, but how good has this week been for you? Obviously, for me, moment of the tournament when you beat the Ukrainian in the first round, but how's the tournament been for yourself overall?
For me, I've enjoyed the whole process of it all. I've enjoyed, being with all the rest of the team, competing, watching everyone compete. Both my fights I've enjoyed. I didn't get as far as I wanted to, but I felt like even in my 2 fights, I'd shown what I can do and had a good account of myself. So I'm happy with how I done, and I'm even happy with how the team's done. Yeah.
We can hear in your voice that you're happy with how the team's done. How important has it been, that team spirit this week?
Yeah, really good. What's it called? The team and everyone else helps you, motivates you to perform better. You want to do as well as you can, for the team and for the England squad. So it's just that atmosphere just brings something out of you, and.
These trolls, man, what have you got to say to them?
Dickheads. Nah, love. Nah, love, man. Yeah, chop in, man.
Top room, mate.
Yeah, top room, mate. Third place medalist, flyweight. You could have easily won it, couldn't you?
Yeah, I lost a close split decision.
What have you got to say about me?
To the champion.
Any compliments about me?
Best chin on the England team.
Best chin on the English team.
Yeah, man.
Granite chin. Best black eye on the English team too.
Teddy, Jordan, just want to ask you on the team spirit as well. Obviously, as we can see here, not many of you really knew each other until this week. Not closely anyway, but what's it been like in the hotel? I'm sure there's been some funny nights.
It's been top laugh.
Yeah. Team spirit's been unreal, and I think that stems from the top, doesn't it? Like the coaches, they're not telling us off, they're having a laugh with us, they're creating a good team spirit, and then the boys are just keeping that going. So yeah, that makes everything a lot easier, especially if you don't pick up the wins, you can still enjoy your time here.
What he said. Yeah, mate, I was going to say, I'm just going to be the microphone holder at this
Media
point.
trained.
Alright, one more question you can all answer. One word. What's going to happen tonight after party? I'll start with you, Jack.
One word. I don't know.
You might want to pan out for this. You might want to pan out for this, but we're going to get the Dougal dagger.
George Staines is getting fucked up.
That's going to be no way.
Owen, thank you for joining me. Day 5's over. We've just seen George Staines get a gold medal. You've obviously competed yourself. What an experience this has been. What a week.
It's been a great week, mate. My first international duty, and I'm only my second, only my second fight. It's been a great experience to share it with such a great team as well. That have made me feel so welcome. I'm looking forward to seeing where this England team goes. because we've got some great prospects coming through and already some experienced fighters on there.
What have you learned from this week, being in Italy, surrounding yourself with the team spirit, etc.? What's one big thing you've learned, Owen?
That having a good team around you is a massive factor. Although it's only you that fights in the cage against your opponents, having the great team around you drives you and gives you that extra step, an extra boost. So that's one thing that I've picked up this week.
We'll talk about the fight. You were in there with one of the toughest fighters in there, obviously at heavyweight as well. What did you learn? But what did you feel like you did well in there as well?
I rocked him with that shot that I landed early on. So that bit of an ill experience from me, rushing for the next shot, which led to the takedown, and then spending the remainder of the first round on my back. But I never settled. I was constantly scrambling, trying to get out, get a better position and move forward. But now, like you say, Miho is an experienced fighter. He's now in the final, so I'll be cheering for him to get the gold. But his style changed from what we'd seen as well, so fair play to him. But yeah, it's all a learning curve. Like I said, it was my second fight, so I'm still thriving on the new experience.
Definitely. I feel like you've really settled in well amongst the England team here, and hopefully we can see you again soon. What are you going to do now, going back to the Black Country? How are you going to, not celebrate, but move forward? Because like you said, it's a big learning curve. So how do you plan on executing the next steps?
So I'm back in the gym Monday. I've got a fight booked on Golden Ticket 21, December the 3rd. So we're about 9 weeks out from that, I think. So I'm back in the gym Monday. He's back into training for an 8-week heavy camp, and then I plan on avenging that loss with bouncing back with another win, and taking a few more regional shows, and then hopefully getting selected for the Worlds next year. That's my plan.
How many interviews have you done before?
None. This is my first interview.
It's your first one. How'd you find it, bro?
Really enjoyed it. I look forward to doing more.
Great way to end it. Thanks for your time this week, man. Magdalena Zaban, thank you for joining me. That's 4 gold medals now at IMMAFs. You've only just won in the last hour. Just talk to us about that 4th win.
Oh, 4th win. Whew. I don't know what I have to say, because it was like 1 hour ago, maybe 30 minutes, and I will be thinking about that later. So it's really nice to have 4 golds from IMMAF and 3 times Euros gold, and now in 52 kilo, no, only in athlete. Yeah.
What did you think of this whole week here in Italy? Of course, your aim was to get gold again for the 3rd time, but what did you make of this entire week, the Europeans over here?
One more time.
What did you make of this entire week in Italy? Of course, you've done this before, but what did you make of this, your journey to gold for the 4th time?
It was really hard journey, I think, because I had 3 tough fights here, 9 rounds, summaries. So it was hard week. Like, we start Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So till Thursday I had a lot of time to just go around, see some beach and some cages, and feel that, I don't know how to say, feel that tournament, So it was good that I had a lot of time, before the competition. And what I can say more, I'm proud of myself that I did it.
What do you make of the tournament structure? You're used to fighting often, like 3 times in 3 days. What do you make of the structure, having to fight every day?
It's really good to have only 1 fight in a day, because some tournaments like we have in Poland, because it's a 1-day tournament, we can have, 5-6 fights, I think. But in our weight, it's always problem with the girls. So it's really good to have 3 fights in 3 days, and it's also really good because it's hard to have so much fights in all year, you know. Sometimes it's hard to have that in 1 year. So I'm really, really glad that I had a chance to fight here, and I did that 9 rounds. So it's a really good experience for me.
What do you want to do next then?
I think today.
Yeah, today. What's after party? You go do some shots?
We will see, like I said. So, in the nearly future, I think I will go for awards, but in atomweight. So we will see how much girls I will have. If it will be not too many, we will stay in strawweight. But we will see. Yeah, it's hard to say now. Now I want just have some rest. Yeah, and be
Some shots.
You said that, not me. Yeah, and just be happy of the gold.
Of course. When do you want to turn pro, Magdalena?
Turn pro. I think maybe next year. That will be a good plan for next year, because the Worlds will be on January, I think, and after that I think I will go to pro. Maybe if it will be later that Worlds, I will go pro sooner. We will see. So, but next year I think it's 100% that I will go pro.
All right, Dan Castle, we've just won gold at the Europeans over here in Italy last day. You've been in his corner throughout all 3 fights as well. Just talk to us about this moment as a team, but like George's whole performances for 3 days have been so good.
Yeah, Joe, I mean, it's a special moment, really. I think everybody's learnt a lot this week. George has got so much potential, and when I joined the coaching team, obviously I came over with Owen, but when I joined the coaching team and I seen who was involved in the squad, I was really excited to work with George. He was probably the one person that really intrigued me. I hadn't seen much of him on the domestic scene, but people were talking really highly of him. So to be trusted so early into my coaching career, and B, have the position that I'm able to coach him through this tournament, and he trusted me to do that. It's a real honour for me. I've learnt a lot this week about how different athletes are, how different other gyms work, and you know, for my journey as well, it's been amazing. But for George, I'm so happy for him. I think it's really opened his eyes, this competition, because he's been crushing people on the UK scene. And I think the first couple of fights, he thought he were going to, you know, the first fight he steamed through, to be fair. He got dropped early, but he steamed through it and he got the finish. And I think he took that confidence a little bit too much into the second fight. And it was razor close, that second fight. And it could have gone either way, but he got the win. And, you know, it showed true professionalism. He come up to me and he said, "Coach, I'm sorry, I know what I've done." I told him to calm down, stop getting complacent, and you know, he took it on the chin, and he moved on from it, and that's a real big thing for him to do. And then in performance 3 and 4, it was just masterclasses. So yeah.
You know what the perfect thing to have done after that second fight? You had to obviously let him know what he did wrong, and you could have taken his Lego off him.
Yeah. Well, that's how we've kind of bribed him. Me and Paul have said, you know, your Lego's going, everything else is going, your skateboard's going, and he had a little cry, sucked it up, and got on with it. No, in all seriousness, it showed that he's got a real professional attitude. You know, very, very hard for people to admit when they've done something not quite right. George he's a cool kid, man, and 22 years of age, he's got the world at his feet. He's just, you know, unbelievable.
What did you see at him before this tournament that made you think he is special?
Well, obviously I keep well up to date with the domestic scene with having my own promotion, and I was actually speaking with George's coach before we came out, because I wanted him to fight our amateur champion, and you know, I've been watching him for quite a while. I know he competes on Almighty, which is a great show. He's got the belt. He's got UKFC lightweight belt. So, you know, somebody who can have 2 belts, 2 different weight classes on 2 promotions that are reputable promotions, that's somebody to watch. He's unbeaten, and in my opinion, from the footage I've seen, nobody's really come close to beating him yet. And, you know, so I was really interested to see how he'd get on at the higher stage of the European level. And he smashed it, mate. Do you know what I mean? He's exceeded expectations.
Before we go, you mentioned promotion. You didn't shout out golden ticket, of course. Just a quick word on that, and what it's like being an affiliate, obviously, with Emma as well.
It's brilliant, you know. When I started Golden Ticket Promotions back in 2015, I always said it was fighters looking after fighters. You know, I've had quite an extensive fight career myself, and I wanted to. There was nothing in the Midlands really, show-wise, nothing of good standard, and I wanted to put something in the Midlands to be able to give the local fighters a platform to perform on. It's great being situated where we are. We're right in the middle of the country, so we attract fighters from up north, down south, and everybody meets in the middle. And that's what we'll continue to do, you know, with the support of Paul and Paul at Emma. You know, we've always put on a quality promotion, but, you know, we're going to take it one step further this next few shows, and, you know, we're going to be the brand to be reckoned with.
Dan Castle, you are a legend. Thank you for your help with Emma, being an affiliate all this week as well. It's been good having you on board, and obviously what a way to end it with George Staines there. Thanks so much, bro.
Thanks, Joe. Look forward to many more goals.
Okay, Paul Reed, thank you for joining me. This is probably going to be the most upbeat interview we've done. We've been working together over 6 months now, but it's almost kind of come to a moment with George Staines winning gold here at the Europeans in Italy. Just talk us through this moment first of all, but afterwards kind of the last since January and building up to this moment. It's been special.
Yeah, I think, I might go back before January if I'm honest, because obviously we had COVID and there wasn't a lot of happening, but like I feel where Emma was and where it's come from and trying to get some kind of sustainability about what we're trying to achieve, get the message out there, which is still tough, you know, volunteer team, few people working hard with a passion. The first time we ever got together was the December before them Worlds, which is like a squad day, small squad, trying to get back out with the message. Got a team together, you know, went to Abu Dhabi, and, you know, ultimately we know we were overmatched in Abu Dhabi, but some of the guys, you know, performed well, but we didn't come back. We come back empty-handed, and that's nothing against all the guys that competed. They give their all. And during that time, of course, building you guys as a media team that have been phenomenal for us during this, you know, people coming on board like that. Paul Kelly getting more and more into the flow, building his coaching team. Dan Cassell joining us now is kind of a new phase coming with Owen. But Dan's added so much to the team. Owen, brand new to the squad from kind of the most recent addition, like team captain, you know. So when that all comes together and you get some, you know, some tough times, it takes a lot of hard work in the background sometimes. People don't understand that volunteer association with lots of stuff to get through, lots of money to raise, volunteers, you know, the Four Nations was brilliant. And then we come to this tournament, win and lose, everybody was outstanding. It's not like anybody underperformed. They give everything they could. They got supported by their teammates with the loudest team in the stadium. They've made new friends, new training partners, go out together at night, all kinds of shenanigans going on. And here we end up at the end of the week, you know, wins and losses, but 8 medals, you know, 4 bronze, 2 silver, 2 gold. We've got European championships. Just want people to think about where we were January, where we are now. And I think more than that, and this is always a big thing for me, if you speak to these athletes, see what it means to them, really see what it means to them. Not only have they made memories for a lifetime of being here, but they've made friends for a lifetime. They are super close now. They'll train with each other. They'll, you know, become, so they've made memories. They've made friends, and we've got European champions, silver medalist, gold medal. Like it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So I'm more over the moon for everybody involved in the team. Everybody's been here has been incredible. So it's a lot to take home. Keep on the momentum, you know.
Let's start with today then, with George, of course, winning gold about an hour ago now. His dad was here, special moment for the family, but talk us through his last 3 fights over the last 3 days.
Yeah, so I've had the benefit to be in the corner with Dan Cassell, who was exceptional, I have to say, from a technical coaching perspective all the way through. And I think, I don't really know George incredibly well, but I know of him. Know he's super talented, but if anything, he started the competition probably overconfident maybe, you know, made some mistakes. Doesn't really matter, he'll do it in this game, I guess, because he's unbeaten. Maybe he hasn't had enough challenges. First fight, you know, finish. Second fight, I think it was the wake-up call of the split decision, where he kind of knew he made some errors and maybe he's overconfident. He was doing things that were taking him off rhythm. You know, George technically needed a little bit of coaching. Actually, the biggest thing for him was personality, was actually how to apply himself mentally to the game. That split decision is the best thing that happened to him. After that, faultless. You know, come through into today with a faultless display. Today, he knew he was in a tough fight, but he delivered. You know, he broke the Ukrainian down, I think, and showed what he's capable of. Many saying it was the best fight of the tournament. So pleased for him, because we know he's a talent, and he's delivered what he's capable of. He's European champion, or they say European champion of the world. But either way, George has been great. Yeah, great.
And we'll end off on just the other guys. Obviously, we've had, as you say, a lot of medals this time around. Our best performing squad of all time. Just a shout out to the other guys in the team as a whole.
To everybody in the team. That's the athletes, of course, but everybody's here supporting. And so that's Team Emma, parents, girlfriends, friends, whatever. Outstanding. Just proper teamwork, team spirit. Been fantastic support all the way through. And I'll say it again to every athlete, like, you have given everything. You've given everything in this tournament. Like, win or lose, everybody give everything they had in there, and that's all we asked for. But you've been brilliant to work with as well, so thank you.